The agency says it's conducting a survey to identify which geographic areas are impacted by coverage restrictions in order to recommend potential solutions to address property owners' concerns. And the wildfire threat remains in the west, but there's also concern about severe weather just east. Meteorologists planning your stop joins us with more. Yeah, Clinton, that's right. Drier air back to the southwest, but even a chance for those stronger storms out ahead of that dry line. Behind it, though, this is where we've got that elevated fire here in the red, south of Albuquerque, north of El Paso, but including most of New Mexico. And then you see that fire danger still highlighted for Amarillo and Lubbock, down toward El Paso and back toward Vegas. Most of Arizona also highlighted for the dry conditions, very breezy conditions as well as we head through today. We look east of there, though, that dry line steps up, and as it does, it is going to be bringing the chance for some pop-up supercell thunderstorms in this area, highlighted in red, out ahead of that dry line. As another system, though, forms by the time we get into Friday afternoon and evening, that is going to bring another chance for some stronger storms farther to the north and east, especially for parts of eastern Kansas and Nebraska, with some stronger storms that could be likely overnight and into Saturday. And Justin Kinnan showing us a day in the life on the farm in Kozad, Nebraska. He says his kids wanted to go along as they check out the He says they're praying for some rain in central Nebraska, and there's a possibility we could see some later this week. More on your forecast. The corn market continues to be hot right now, but for how much longer? Take a closer look ahead. It's coming up in analysis, and later, the life of a North Dakota rancher in the middle of cattle street of the short blizzard. John, more complicated.
It's time to sign up for the 2022 United Pork Americas Conference in Orlando, Florida. Register today at UnitedPorkAmericas.com and join us September 7th through the 9th.
When the recession is coming, that's the warning from Deutsche Bank economists. It comes after the investment banking company earlier this month became the first major bank to forecast a U.S. recession. But calling for a mild one, the problem, according to the bank, is that while inflation may be peaking, it will take a long time before it gets back down to the Federal Reserve's goal of 2%. Now, the good news, it predicts the economy will eventually rebound by mid-2024 as the Fed reverses course on its inflation cycle. We're joined today by Darren Fry with Water Street Solutions. Darren, as we look at this corn market, about a week ago we poked up over $8. Now that has a lot of questions about where do we go from here, what's possible, what factors are playing into this market longer term. What do you see out there?
Well, historically, it is a very high price, but we're only in spring. We haven't planted our crop yet, and there's a lot of things that could go right or wrong during this growing season. What we see around the globe, is Chinese corn is $12, and we're seeing corn in Brazil be over $8, and they have a drought going on in that safrinha crop. So it's hard to say if they'll grow that top yield or not and make those numbers that both CONAB and USDA has put out. And then you have our crop, and you have a smaller acreage number to start. So I think we're going to lift corn here as we get into May, June still. I think there's upside. But we are in unprecedented times and unprecedented levels for this time of year. So volatility will continue to be front and center.
Have we settled the acreage question? I mean, at this point, are we just kind of going to expect the acres that we have, or is there a chance that corn could try to buy a few more acres here? Because it doesn't feel like they could buy out more than.
Well, I don't know if we've settled it. That's a great question. I guess I was thinking in my mind that if we saw the ratio from soybeans to corn get under 2.0, get down to 1.9 or even 1.85, you're buying all kinds of corn acres. But with the cost of fertilizer, that's a challenge for some farmers. They just are not going to run the numbers and say, I'm going to do it, even though I'm taking a lot of risk with this fertilizer. They're just going to stick to their rotations. I think some farmers will switch, but they need the incentive to do so. And we got the weather kind of going against this. I mean, if this was an early planting season, where we're already 20% planted, and we got nice weather ahead of us, I think we would get those acres. But I'm just not sure. The later we get, that favors smaller acres and corn, unless we really see price incentivize them and larger bean acres.
Great point there. I'm sure appreciate it. Thank you so much for being here. We'll be back on more Ag Day coming up.
Thank you.
For marketing strategy specific to your operation, contact Water Street Solutions at 866-249-2528 or online at www.waterstreet.org. Your next piece of equipment is on MachineryPete.com. Search equipment from dealerships across the country to find what you're looking for. Only on MachineryPete.com.
Meteorologist Mayor Sonic joins us again. Not farmers in the Midwest are really out planning, but you're seeing more rain in the forecast. Yeah, Clinton, that's right. They really need to get planning, but more rain is going to be likely, especially as we head into the weekend and staying unsettled next week. But before we get to that, let's talk about our severe storm threat as we head through today and tomorrow. Now, for today, that is going to be right down through really eastern portions of Oklahoma down into northern Texas, but also coming up here in the southern parts of Kansas. As this kind of low pressure system evolves and develops, as we head through Thursday night and into Friday, that threat moves north and east. And a better chance for some stronger storms is going to be eastern Kansas and eastern Nebraska as we head into the day on Friday. But still, some of the same areas that saw that severe threat on Thursday could see it again as we head through the day on Friday. So that's something that we'll continue to watch here over the next couple of days. And here's what it looks like. High pressure in the south and east. One system over the northern plains and another here with that dry line in Texas and Oklahoma. That's where we're going to be seeing storms coming up by Thursday evening. This is our first day of severe weather. You can see those storms popping up out ahead of that dry line. But by Friday morning, things starting to calm. Get cooler in the northern plains.
Beat your dose.
12.1 million head. That's up 1.7% year over year. The quarter inventory of steers on feed was up 1.8% year over year, while the inventory of heifers on feed was up 1.7% over 1 year ago. He says placements came in much larger than expected, and he thinks the drought has something to do.
Well, it makes me wonder if perhaps we're not already seeing, for example, some heifers that were originally considered to be replacement heifers now being redirected into feedlots in terms of the developing drought situation and the time of year and the lack of feed resources. We do know that cow slaughter, beef cow slaughter in particular, is very elevated. It's about for the year to date about 17.5% above a year ago. So it's pretty clear that we are doing some early liquidation of the cow herd at this point.
Field says at the current pace of cow slaughter, the beef cow herd could decrease up to 4% year over year in 2022. There would be the largest yearly decrease in the beef cow inventory since the 1980s. More than 120,000 pounds of ground beef products are being recalled because there are concerns that could be contaminated moving forward. The beef was carried by brands including Texas Farms, Nature's Reserve, and market-side goods. The manufactured between February 1st and April 8th, and details on the recall are on the USDA's website. Coming up, the exhausting work of the rancher continues in Winter Company as they try to recover from two major blizzards in every 2 weeks.
All that mud could lead to disease issues, work and set of issues in the first quarter. Once the rain turned to snow, the wind came.
Let this be in and hope for the best.
Right now, he is hoping for rain rather than a third April blizzard. And Jimmy Cruz is reporting for your news leader.
Right. Oh, tiger buck. Button.